Home for the holidays is a timeless phrase that sums up this pandemic pretty well. So follow along with me as I create this simple holiday door hanger in the shape of a giant tree ornament. I start off with a piece of pine plank paneling. It costs about $18 for a pack of 6 pieces. I only need one for this project, so it's very inexpensive to make. I want the size to be about 15 inches across, so I cut the panel into 5 16-inch pieces. These get glued together on a flat surface. Then gently clamp with the glue sets. Don't apply too much pressure to the joints, or they'll start to buckle. I reinforce the back with a few pieces of the leftover panel cut into strips. First glued and then stapled into place. Now I want to turn the square into a perfect circle. I could use a jigsaw, and you can too, but today I'm going to use a table saw. Find the center of your rectangle and drill a hole in it. This method requires you to make a jig with a runner that fits into the miter gauge groove. Then a piece of board will be fastened to it so it's snug against the saw blade. A second slat is applied to keep the jig level. A nail is attached at a distance equal to half the diameter of the circle you want to cut. Since I want a 15-inch circle, the nail is located half that distance, or 7.5 inches away from the saw blade. Snip the head off and you have something the square blank you've glued together can rotate around. Now attach the blank to the jig and begin to cut off the corners. Initially there are large pieces that get sawn off, but as you continue the pieces get smaller and smaller. Before long, you'll be able to finish off the circle by rotating it past the saw blade to make a perfect circle. I didn't invent this method, and there's lots of tutorials on YouTube that explain it in much more detail. Once the circle is cut, a quick sanding of the edges is all that's necessary before adding a few coats of primer. Choose your final paint colors and use painter's tape to give you clean edges. The ornament hanger is made by sandwiching 3 pieces of the leftover pine paneling into a rectangle that has a gap in the middle to slip over the top of the circle. Clamp it in place until the glue dries. Then trim it to its final size. With a jigsaw, notch out some small V's in the front. Next, a quick spray with some metallic paint. For the lettering, there are several options. If you're good at painting, you can do it by hand. You can print out a design you make and get it laminated at an office supply store. You can also buy stick-on letters at dollar and craft stores. But since I have a Cricut machine, I'm going to cut the designs out of special heat transfer vinyl and add the letters that way. I'm using an iron to adhere the lettering. There are a lot of good tutorials that provide information on how to do this successfully. Once the lettering is attached, a few coats of polyurethane will seal it from the elements. A small decorative sprig is glued on to complete the look. On the back, I attach a hanger and some felt tabs to prevent scratching the door. Now you're all ready to be home for the holidays in style. Thanks for watching, and I invite you to subscribe for more amazing home hacks.